Hey guys, welcome to That's Not Why You Called, episode 28. I had to check the title of the Twitch stream. What are we doing? Welcome to That's Not Why You Called, episode 28. 28. They thought this show was over. They said we were down and out, but no more. We are here.
Fuck you.
And we are
so
here.
Naysayers.
Exactly. We are here and ready to do a show for you. I am your host, Lefty. Thank you all for coming out. Twitch.tv/Lefty643 to watch the live show. If you're watching on YouTube, that's where it's found now. And my host over that way is Dr. Chiz. Is here late. Yeah, I pointed the right way. I got it the right way. You're 30 seconds behind.
We're gonna find out if it is the right way.
I got it wrong the first time, but I switched it around and I got it. Dr. Chiz is here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Dr. I did mine right. I'm here. That's me.
That's him. And
I'm me.
You can check him out.
Me.
You can check him out at twitch.tv/Dr. Chiz. Streams Minecraft with Woody's Gamertag and the Kick-Ass Crew.
And then I do stuff with Lefty whenever he invites me, which wasn't very recent, but then he gave me shit for it.
But you also never say anything to me. You're never like, hey, bro, we should stream all the time now that you're streaming at 8,000 kbps. So it looks awesome, although you're probably not going to really see it in this video. But when I stream to video games, go ahead, Chiz, go ahead and check it out right now. Go check out one of my previous Battlefield 4 streams.
All right, I'll go there. Well, what about the Dead Space 3 one?
No, that was not 8,000 kbps. I only did like one or two streams with that. Or no, I only did one stream. It's like a 45-minute or maybe a little bit less than an hour. It should be very recently. Just check that out. That's what 8,000 kilobits per second sent to Twitch TV looks like when you watch it on Source. That's what that looks like. It's really cool. Like, I've discovered through complaining to Comcast and getting some serious internet upgrade, I have discovered that bitrate means a fucking whole lot when you're talking about quality. Codecs, right? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because I've discovered that, like, codecs and CPU usage do matter, obviously. But the big thing is bitrate. The big thing is actually sending the data to Twitch and having that big pipe in order to send it to Twitch and have people see it. And that's one thing that I don't see a whole lot. Like, I watch a lot of Twitch streams. Like, it's gone to the point, like, I don't even watch The Sopranos on HBO Go or Entourage or anything like that. Like, when I have dinner, I'm going to go like, oh, I got to go to twitch.tv. I want to see who's streaming. Like, if Widgety Bear's streaming or the Metal Gear Solid guys we were just talking about in the pre-show. If you want to be a part of that, by the way, subscribe, $4.99, 30 minutes before That's Not Why You Called goes live. We go live with a pre-show. We kind of warm you up. We're like fluffers, really. The pre-show is like a fluffer.
Yeah, that's what we are. We get you nice and ready for the main shot.
Yep. And I'll go watch it, and I'm really jealous of all the guys that have. I'm really jealous of all the guys that have a two PC streaming setup. Because to me, that was like, oh, of course, that makes so much sense why their streams look amazing. Like, because they're able to offload all the encoding to another PC, and then a different one does the gaming. So there's not one PC that's trying to do both. Oh, yeah. But then I realized, I'm like, there's still a lot of, like, pixelation when these guys move. There's still a lot of compression issues. It looks like you're watching a very compressed video file. And I wondered why it was. And then I realized through this Comcast deal that it's about bitrate. If you want, like, really good-looking streams, really good-looking streams to look like the person that's watching your stream is playing the game along with you, you got to up the bitrate.
Right. But the only bottleneck that is you can't do 1080 at 60.
You can't do it at 60 now, yeah.
Unless you get, like, a really, I don't know. I think if you get a really expensive card, like, for production,
there's
might do them.
Consumer, like, available stuff for consumers. There's some place in Japan that is supposedly selling an internal, a PCI graphic or a PCI card that does 1080p 60, that actually encodes 1080p 60, because There are cards out there that can accept 1080p 60 frames per second as input, but they don't. That's not what they encode the video file as. That's not what they. That's not what they're able to do.
It's not going to transfer the stream.
But there's a place out of Japan that says they do it, and I think the new external card that was just dropped by Evermedia says
Evermedia or Hauppauge?
Evermedia.
Did they drop another card?
They dropped a new external card. Not the Pro Gamer, whatever their big internal card is, which looks cool, but they just came out with a new one. It's actually the only output is USB 3.0, which is weird. Like it's got an HDMI in and audio in, but it's only got it's a USB 3.0
Not
out.
this one?
No, not that one.
A new one. Look, my name's there. Focus.
I can't. It's not.
I don't think I even have autofocus on.
Yeah. But I think it says that. I think that's what they do. Oh, what is it called? What is it?
I know they have another card that's not external. It's like an all-in-one device. I have that one as well.
Yeah.
See if they have
someone in the chat will link it. There's a new one that dropped by Evermedia that actually can record in 1080p 60. But I mean, I guess you could use that as as your HDMI splitter for your monitor. Because the way you set it up is essentially you're copying the video feed being sent to a monitor. That's all you're doing. And,
Okay, passed.
What were you working on there? Was that a burp or a sneeze?
Sneeze. I was trying to sneeze. I was gonna go like that, but which would have been cool. I was gonna mute it anyway, but
like a villain. So people would have just seen you act like a villain. You just go, ooh. Yeah, you'll never catch me.
Where have I gone?
So now Twitch.tv/Lefty643 is home of some of the best looking live streams on Twitch.
Yeah, 8 fucking kbps is serious business. Is that just because you have 20 right now, or were you doing that even when you were supposed to be getting 10?
No, it's just because I have 20 right now, because I was actually able to complain to Comcast, and even though I pay for 50/10, I'm getting 100 down, 20 up.
It's fucking insane.
It's insane, because the problem was that I couldn't do that when I was paying for 50/10.
I thought, I'll introduce a new topic. This is relatable, though. So I've been doing a lot of education on computer networking and stuff like that to better sysadmin skills. And I learned about redundancy. And it's a big, you get an expensive router that can take multiple internet inputs like Verizon, Comcast, stuff like that. And the point of it is like in a business. So if Comcast is having an issue that day, your company doesn't go down because you've got a backup line. So I thought, what about using that at the home level? Could you do that? Would that solve a DDoS issue? Because, I didn't go further in depth to learn what IP is being pulled because you've got multiple inputs, but I assume the IP is tied to that switch. But I was just wondering, if they took down a Comcast line, would you actually go down, or would you still be up? Because then it would go over to Verizon.
No, yeah, you'd probably be on a different IP. I mean, you'd go down for
a second, and it would grab the next internet connection and pull a new IP.
Yeah. Yeah, because the IP is native to the MAC address of the modem/router, and yeah, that would actually work. That would be cool.
That'd be cool. I also saw another router. This is actually something on Kickstarter. I think Woody showed me where it's a router, and it'll take multiple inputs and bridge them into one super connection. So you could have 2 landlines, 3 each, make 6 up. You can then take a 3G phone and use that over the cell tower, and also hook it into there, and you're pulling whatever your upload is on the 3G phone also into this router, and it would just make one big upload and download thing. I thought that was really cool.
That is really cool. There's a
limit to how high it'll go, but then if you buy their next level up one, it could go up to 50 upload or something ridiculous like that.
How consistent is it? Do you know?
I don't know. I could find the Kickstarter and show you later, because you're all about that live streaming game, and who knows, maybe one day you'll get it.
I'm hoping for fiber. That's the one thing. Because I told the Comcast guy, I was like, the problem that I was having was I pay for 50/10, and I was only able to utilize, because here's the deal. For those of you that don't know, a lot of you may not pay for your own internet, but a lot of you probably someday will. And some of you actually probably do a lot of work with your internet, and you want the internet to be good, et cetera, and you'll call and complain if it's not doing what you want. Now, whatever you pay for, whatever your ISP tells you you're getting, let's say you're like me and you pay for 50 down, 10 up from Time Warner Cable or Comcast or whatever other ISPs there are in your area. So you're paying for 50 down, 10 up. And what you see when you go to a place like Speed Test is what they advertise. Like whenever you call and complain to your ISP about speed issues, they're going to tell you to go to a speed testing website. And what you're seeing there is the testing of your connection speed. Essentially, imagine the internet as, say, a series of tubes. And what they are measuring is the size of your tube in the system. They're okay, you're able to send this much. This is how much. This is the maximum of what the system will allow you to send. That doesn't mean that you're actually able to effectively utilize 50 download, 10 up. Neither at the same time or one at a time, download, upload. That's just what the system theoretically could give you. Your actual, to use a buzz term, throughput is what you get to a site like Twitch TV or to YouTube. That is what you're actually utilizing when you're trying to send data over your internet. Now, if you go and test out, XSplit actually has a really cool bandwidth tester that works very well, and it's very good for testing actual throughput versus just connection speed. If you have XSplit or you go to a bandwidth testing site, or OBS I think has some sort of bandwidth tester in their preview stream. I think we just found that out before the show started. You'll probably find that you're not able to utilize whatever you pay for. Whatever your upload speed is, 10, 20, you're going to be you're only going to be able to utilize a small percentage of that. Well, I'm on a business line paying for 5010, and I could only utilize like 5 megabits per second of what is supposed to be 10 megabit per second upload. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, I'm not asking to utilize 10 Mbps all the time. That's unreasonable. At that point, I should probably be paying more for my internet if I want to be able to use it all the time. But I'm paying for a business line, 5010, and I can only utilize about 40 to 50% of what I'm paying for. That also is unreasonable. So I called up, and I was complaining, and the first thing you got to do if you want the internet speeds that you're going to get is ask for a manager. The guy that answers the phone is not going to be able to help you. He's going to send a refresh signal to your router, and if that doesn't work and you're still complaining about low speeds, he's not going to be able to understand what you're trying to articulate. So I got a hold of a manager, and I was like, look, bro, here's the deal. I pay for 5010, and I can only utilize 5. That's unacceptable. And I said, you guys are making it so that I'm going to drop you like a bad habit whenever there's fiber available. You're gone. Just gone. I don't care. I'm dropping you.
Yeah. Fuck you.
And I said, what can we do? And he said, well, I'll talk to a tech. And I said, no. What if I was going to pay you, if instead of complaining about speeds, I was here to pay you more money for more internet, what would you do? He said, well, I would go to the tech and tell them to send this kind of code thing that would just open the floodgates and you'd get more internet. Let's try that. He said, oh, yeah, that's something we could work out. We did it, and so now I get 100 down, 20 up for probably, and I'm still paying for 50 and 10 probably for the rest of the month. The only thing now is that when that goes away, because, there's going to be a time when we go back to 5010, and I'm going to be able to utilize more of it, but I like streaming at 8,000 kilobits per second. I like it a whole lot. And I did a bandwidth test earlier today. I could probably sustain 9,000 kilobits per second, which is actually pretty damn close to what the professional or what broadcast television sends. When you're watching something on broadcast television and it's in 720p, which is usually which is what they call HD. They're sending 10 megabits per second. 1080i is probably closer to 15, 16 megabits per second.
Right.
And so we're getting pretty close to actually like broadcast quality 720p in the gaming space, and I like that. So we're probably going to be back at our original conundrum of, can I justify $150, maybe even $200 a month in internet?
What are you paying now?
100.
Oh, okay.
It's
$150 is not bad.
right? So the next tier up isn't the 100 down, 20 up. It's 75 down, 15 up, which, yeah, I might have to do that. We'll see.
Do that one. I feel like at the 20, it's almost.
Yeah, you're not.
If
paying.
you wanted, you could straight at 15. You could do full 720p and have 5 megs still dedicated to just using. That's a lot.
And that's the thing. And the thing I learned, the big thing I learned is that you are not. You pay for these speeds that you can never utilize unless you go complain. Right. Never, ever, never are you going to be able to use whatever your internet speeds are. Whatever it is.
Because they're, if you look at like their terms of service or whatever you're paying for, like say I'm paying for, I think mine is like 60 by 10 or something like that. It's supposed to be 50 by 10, but they give me more. It's like fucking 65 by 12. But you're not guaranteed that, like you said, not expecting to get that. Like you're not guaranteed that. That is what, at the opportune moment, this is what you'll hit at your max. That is what you get. So like, they can charge you for that and you get, but half to under half is unacceptable. It should be around 70%, and that's just commercial lines where it's being shared across your community or whatever. A business line is a dedicated throughput to Comcast hub, so that's unacceptable. No one's using your line but you. You should be getting 100%. That's the whole point of a business line.
Yeah, and but it comes across to residential too, because they hide behind that. ISPs, everybody that's selling you something always hides behind up to, limited to, blah, blah, blah. They always hide behind that. But 50% also isn't reasonable, even if you're on a residential, because technically residential internet is still classified as like a luxury item.
Right.
Or something like that. But no. You pay for these speeds. You have a reasonable expectation that you're going to be able to utilize. I don't care what kind of contracts you sign. I don't care what's in the agreement. I do not care. Let's deal on a level here. What's reasonable for you to give me, and what's reasonable for me to expect given what you advertise and what we talked about. And if you're paying for 50/10, even in residential, expecting, 35 down, 7.5 up, be able to actually utilize that throughput isn't unreasonable to me. So a lot of people, it gave, the reason I'm so jazzed up about this is it gave new depth to exactly how boned everybody is getting by ISP. Like everybody's getting, because we all know that Time Warner, AT&T, Comcast, they are all royally boning their customers, right? Because fiber's out there. Comcast, Time Warner, and AT&T are even pulling fiber. They do. They have it. Yeah. Not for you, because fuck you. But they have it. They're not going to give it to you. They're giving you on the coax line, and they're charging you out the butt for it, and you'll pay it, and they don't care. And so that's the initial level of bonedness. But then when you realize what you actually pay for that low grade analog internet or coax internet, when they are pulling fiber, when fiber is available, when you realize that, not only are you getting boned by what's available versus what you're getting and how much you're paying for it, you're also getting boned by what they're actually providing to you through their network, which is about half, and that's bullshit. That's completely unacceptable, and it was really eye opening to realize, holy crap,
boneception,
right? This is boned city.
And that's the problem with it's not monopoly,
oligopoly.
Oligopoly. Back in we don't have ISPs anymore. These are cable companies or phone companies that are around. ISP is like an independent startup, something like that, and they sell you local internet. There's none of those anymore. There's some, but it's usually just a small phone company. There's none of those because back in the day, Comcast, they all came around like, for $20 I get this internet. That's fucking awesome. It's cheaper, I'll go here. And then everybody went where it's cheaper, kill all the small business, and then they just crank up the prices altogether because there's only 5 fucking cable and big phone providers that provide these decent internet speeds, and that's the problem. And they just do what they want now. They do what they want. Until an all-star comes in and starts shaking shit up like Google. are shaking it up. They need to shake it up quicker, though. They need to shake it up a little bit quicker.
A little bit quicker, Google.
L.A., New York, Chicago, hit Dallas, all of the big cities for businesses and whatnot.
Yep.
Throw free internet in there and gigabit. Go, do that. They will fucking start getting with the times if you do that.
I think your test cities have worked out. You've got Provo, Utah, and Kansas City, and Austin.
Texas is next year.
Austin. Oh, they're not. They're working on Austin.
AT&T just put fiber in there now, so they have 300 by 300 in Austin. But next year they'll have a gigabit for probably half the price.
Oh man, God damn it!
Come on, Google.
Come on, Google. Come to Chicago, please, please make it happen. I want it so bad. Like, oh my God. But so yeah, you think you're getting boned by your internet company. No, you have no idea how much you're actually getting boned. So that it sucks, but it's pretty cool for right now. So I can stream, and the streams look really good. And I'm gonna have to try to find a way to justify $150 internet when this goes away. Probably. Damn it! I want it.
Bought a new wheelchair.
I did. I just bought a new wheelchair that's axial. See, it's just like
See, look at him. Look at him roll. No degree can stop this man. He's got all 360.
Yeah, I've got it all. It's new science. It's all. Yeah. That's what it's all. Chiz, you're the COD. I want to talk about COD esports for a bit because what the hell's going on? What is this? There were more team changes today. First, it was Optic is disbanding pretty much, and everybody's blaming Nadeshot, and then Scump is on a different team for like a week and a half, and now he's back again, and then Parasite's like, I'm on Optic a week later. No, I'm not. And now there's more. What's going on? Explain it.
Let me pull this up. So what happened today? So obviously the Optic stuff happened like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. Scump went back, and I think yesterday, Proofy, who's been on Envy for a while, they're like the sister team of Optic, brother-sister team. Proofy just left Envy, just didn't go anywhere, just left. So Scump had left, then Proofy had left, and it's just Merc and Goonjar. Goonjar was a former Team Caliber player. Those that don't know, Team Caliber is the second-seeded team in the League of Call of Duty Esports MLG, right under Complexity. Also owned by Chaos Silencer.
Mm-hmm.
And
the new video game community manager at Fullscreen.
Yes, congrats to you, Jimmy, good sir.
Let me get that man in status, dog.
You will be buying coffee for me anytime we meet in person.
Yeah, rich ass bastard.
And Rambo was the coach of Envy because he got pushed out of his playing position over there when Scump came over.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just gonna go out. Rambo went back to playing on Envy for COD Champs, so he's there. They had 3. They needed a 4th, and then Proofy just left. So now it's just it was Rambo, Goonjar, and Merc. Sorry, and then today we find out randomly Neslo, who's on Team Caliber, been on them since the start, has been dropped. He was removed from the team. I guess they didn't get along or whatever. So TK needed a 4th. Goonjar went back to Team Caliber where he was originally. So now Envy needed 2 players. So who is it? Let me see here. Study went on Envy. Envy still needs a 4th. I don't know who that's going to be. They need a 4th. And FaZe, FaZe Nameless, who was formerly on Curse Las Vegas, who was replaced by Optic Ricky on that roster, he's been dropped from FaZe. So FaZe needs a player, Envy needs a 4th, and TK has Goonjar again. Like, people keep leaving teams and going back to them, and it's fucking ridiculous. You can't take him seriously. No other esport does this. League of Legends does not have 40 roster changes in less than a month. It's insane. And COD Champs is like right around the corner. I think February 1st you have to lock in your roster to start the online qualifiers to and also FaZe, they dropped Nameless and they picked up Proofy. So that's where Proofy went. So FaZe is actually good. I forgot. That's my bad. There. We're running out of time. So Envy still needs a 4th. I forget who else does. I think that might be it. It's fucking confusing. I'm losing it in my head. February 1st, you have to lock your fucking roster in, or you won't be able to compete in the qualifier to go to Con Champs, which is the $1 million tournament in LA or whatever.
Has this stopped being funny for you?
It has. It's annoying now. Envy is no one that I recognize. It's Merc and Rambo. Awesome. I like Rambo. Merc's a good player. That's cool. Envy is not who they are. Optic is not who they are. The only people that are still the same is Complexity. I guess TK is the same because they brought Goonjar back. I just don't. I'm an Optic fan. I'm a Nadeshot fan. I'm a fan of these guys, but I can't follow any fucking team because they keep changing it up. It's ridiculous.
And the worst part for me is that it's because I'm a COD esports consumer novice. I'm a noob at watching COD esports and the whole thing. To me, there's no point to all of it. There's no end game to end, excuse me, it's not being put to good use. All of this strife, all of these team changes, they're not directed towards anything. It's just like going off in every direction when my thinking would be if the MLG was actually a league, like in the being reminiscent of, or to, oh gosh, geez, made in the image of, we'll say, the MLB, the NBA, the NFL, the NHL. If the MLG was actually a league of oversight that connected all these teams and bound them all together in some way, and that if this was an actual off season where the MLG could say, this is our off season, this is what happens, then that's a thing. But in between tournaments, it's just people changing and
every tournament after every tournament for like the past 4, it's like, and, it mainly revolved around Optic, and because of that, it fucks up everyone else's rosters. But these most recent ones, it's like, why did Proofy leave? And now he's on FaZe, and FaZe just took a new player, but they just dropped him for Proofy. Why? There's no rhyme or reason for any of it because it hasn't even been a tournament. It's just fucking willy-nilly go with it.
Has the MLG ever tried to do anything like that?
I don't think so.
Why don't they start an actual league? Say, all right, here are the teams, and you can work in stuff to add new teams or have teams rotating in and out if they're not good enough or they just fall out of grace, whatever. And you can have feeder leagues, whatever. That's all. But these are the teams that are going to start. However many big teams there are, right? Optic, of course, is one. Envy, Complexity, I guess probably TK. And this is our roster of teams. We're going to create this stuff, and all these teams are going to be bound by this. You can even create a players league if you want, and make a players association or a competitors association, right? And have everybody bound by this. This is what you do. This is what you cannot do, and then actually start signing guys to contracts. You get investors and sponsors to line up and actually put money down on teams, and you can sign players to salaried contracts. They don't have to be big. They don't have to be in the hundreds of thousands. Sign a guy for a $5,000 contract, right? A $10,000 contract.
But you touched on something else. How can any team or organization, like Optic is an organization, they're not just a team, same for Envy. How can any of them get any serious sponsorship when they fucking change rosters every fucking 5 days? No company's going to go, all right, here's our money because we believe in these players. They got a great social media presence and they have gun skill. They're going to get our name and brand out there. You can't fucking sell that to any sponsorship when you rotate players every 4 days.
That's true.
No one's going to – you look flaky, and guess what? That doesn't work in any business. They're just going to go somewhere else. Like if I was a sponsor, I'd be looking at Complexity. They're number 1, and they haven't fucking moved a single player in like months.
That's true. But if the league went to sponsors instead of Optic, if the league said we're going to sign all these teams to an overreaching agreement, and we are going to there is a collective bargaining agreement, and these players will actually be contracted with these teams, with these organizations, then I think that makes it more palatable to a potential investor or to a potential sponsor, and say, look, these are the ways that we can sign a team. These are the ways that players can get picked up, and these are the only ways in which they can be removed from the team, either released or even you could introduce trades. How cool would it be if there were trades in MLG? What is Scump worth?
I don't know.
Wouldn't you want to find out? Wouldn't you want to find out?
Yeah.
How much? What would Nade Shot be worth? Let's say in a couple years. Nade Shot's how old now? 22? 20?
He's 21.
21?
Yeah.
Let's say Nade Shot's 23, right? Getting up there for a COD esports champion, right? Technically speaking. Although I think these guys could play into their 30s. I don't know why why they just choose to stop at 25. I don't know why.
Burn out.
Yeah, that's right. Woody's got a theory on that there's just it's like but you know, if you make them more professionals, if you make them if you have an off season and everything is more regimented and structured, you can drive everything to be useful. You can make the strife of an off-season free agent period where people are released or signed or traded. You can direct that to good use to perpetuate the league and thereby perpetuate every team in the league. I think the whole of esports is totally missing out by not banding together in a certain way under a certain league. And I would be a great commissioner. I'm just kidding. Make Fwiz the commissioner, right? He's the de facto face of the whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
Make Fwiz the commissioner, right? Bam, there you go. You got a face, you got a voice who knows the business, and the MLG, and then you can have you could have a draft. You could how many players, right? There's players coming in all the time.
That would be fun.
You could have a draft. You could have a developmental league of all the teams that want to be MLG on the MLG circuit. You could still call it a circuit. You don't have to change it to be just like every other sports league.
Right.
But there's so much that a little bit of structure and a little bit of contracting can do to this league to make it respectable, to make it professional enough to be like a serious thing where people are like, oh, okay, where you're getting some serious sponsorships and you're selling out venues. How much do they sell out to MLG events? Always sell out their venues?
I think so. That I can't quote, but I think so.
And they make a lot of money from the stream stuff, right?
Yeah, they get a lot of viewers.
Distribute that to the teams.
Nothing in the League of Legends, though.
Right, but you're never going to be that. But you can still create a league that's like, all right, here's where there's going to be a revenue sharing thing, so the teams will actually have money that they can sign players with. And then once you start signing people to contracts, once you start doing it publicly like other sports leagues do, the viewers, the people, the fans of that team have a sense of investment with the team and with the players. Like, oh, I keep saying Scump, but I just really don't know many other players. It's not. I just don't.
He's a fanboy.
That's weird. I feel old watching MLG too, man. I'm like, fuck.
Well, you are like 10 years older than all those guys.
No, 8, 7. I'm only 5 years older than Nade Shot, but you know, when you say Scump got signed to the terms of the contracts don't even have to be years. He got signed to a 10 tournament deal that's worth $10,000 or worth $15,000. You just have an innate ability, like, oh, 15,000. They invested money in, like, real money in this guy, not just, oh, we'll split winnings, et cetera, et cetera. No, this is like real money, a contract kind of thing. You actually create some sense of association with the team and investment along with the team, and I think that's beneficial. I think that's why do NFL fans really give a shit about the free agent season? Why do MLB fans of a specific Major League Baseball team care about the free agent period? Why do they care? You know, a huge prospect out of Japan just got signed for, I believe, 7 years, $150 million by the Yankees, and it was a huge discussion across all. Never has thrown a pitch in the major leagues. Still, 7 years, $150 million, and everybody was talking about how much should this guy get paid. I hope my team signs him. You know, the Cubs, the Sox, the Red Sox, the Yankees were all in on it. The Dodgers and all their fans were like, oh, should they pay him, offer him $75 million, et cetera, et cetera. And everybody has an idea about this. And the NBA is even better because there's a salary cap, unlike baseball where it's just kind of amorphous. It's like, because you know how much you're spending on a given player, you better hope that player's worth it because you can only spend so much after that. And if you institute a system like that in the MLG, I think it would just be so cool.
That would be cool. I would like see drafts and stuff like that. I don't think it'll ever happen though, because it doesn't on the League of Legends level, and if it doesn't there, it's not going to happen to Call of Duty. Unfortunately,
Call of Duty can be the trendsetter, man. Create an actual league.
Just stop being little assholes at events and on Twitter.
But you can make that a thing too. Turn that into a thing. Like who are the guys that one video, right? What's the big video? Check my bank account. What team was that?
That is currently Cursed Las Vegas people.
They're all that whole team is on Cursed Las Vegas, except for Parasite, I think, right?
Except for Karma, he's on Complexity.
Oh, okay. So
Impact.
So Parasite is back with those guys. Didn't they have a public following? Oh god. But you turn that into a thing. You're like, okay, you guys are the heels of this. Mm-hmm. You guys are just like wrestlers,
right?
You talk shit at the venue. Talk shit about whatever. This Call of Duty. Talk shit about. Go ahead, play the heel role, but make it be towards something. Don't just just start turning around, firing off your 6-shooters like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck this, because that doesn't help anybody. But when you're the heel and you know that's your thing, then you can you play a bigger role in the business. So having a heel team that nobody likes is totally cool, but it only works really when everything's structured, because then people just hate them. Okay, well that doesn't help anything.
And sponsors won't touch you.
Got
to do it right.
But so when you can demonstrate, hey, these guys are the bad guys, these are the bad boys, and people show up to watch them win or watch them lose or watch their antics, you can sell that.
Yeah, you could. I don't see that happening.
Patent pending, MLG. Contact me. I got the rights to this idea.
He's got it trademarked.
Got it trademarked, just like Candy and Saga.
Boom. Just like
Segways, bitch.
Saga. Not the kind you ride on. Now, I heard two different stories. One, I heard that they got a registered trademark for Candy already. Candy is solid. Is that part true?
Yes, it is. The U.S. Trademark Office.
And then they're trying to get Saga and I think something else. I know Saga's in there. And Saga is just for video games. And Candy, they got it for video games, clothing, educational software, and something else, I think. Not movies. That would be too big. But you can't be mad. I got into this with someone. You can't really be mad at whatever the company is behind Candy Crush.
I think it's King something.
King Crush.
King Saga. I know Saga has something to do with their name, which is part of the reason why they're trying to trademark. For those of you that don't know, we're talking about the studio or the owners of the very popular mini or mobile game Candy Crush have applied for some very interesting patents, or not patents, trademarks. Words like candy and saga and
make $1 million a day.
Yeah,
$1 million a day.
They're trying to trademark the word candy.
They already did though.
They did. It was approved. But
here's the thing: I can't get mad at them. You know, it's like, oh, they trademark it and they're taking down these games, right? Because that's what happens when you get a registered trademark. You have to fight for it, or you lose your registered trademark. Now, it is a little fishy that they got it and then started going, but you have to do that, or it defeats the point of having a registered trademark and a brand and a logo. You can't fuck with that shit. If you infringe on it, you risk losing it. So they have to do that. Be mad at the U.S. Patent Office that issued Candy to this company. They are the ones at fault here. It goes through a process. It takes years to get a registered trademark, even if it's a custom brand. If we were to trademark, that's not what you called, and there's nothing else tied to it but what we do here, it would still take at least a year to 3 years to get a registered trademark. It is a long
really
process.
That long?
Yeah, a registered trademark. Yeah. So that people are so mad at them, but like I said, if you don't,
well, they're mad, right? Because they're trying to sue people to take down their games, right?
They're taking down their games, which may look douchey, but if they don't, they lose their trademark. I'm more upset that the U.S. Patent Office issued the word candy to be trademarked by this one company. That is ridiculous.
That's exactly right. That is a perfect way to look at it, because what Chiz is saying is that, and it's true, is that when you are granted the trademark protection, if you do not exercise, if there are people, you're granted the word candy, right? And there are other people that are using the word candy in the space that you have it trademarked that are violating your trademark, you have to go after them. Because if you don't, you lose that protection in the future. Because then, let's say another game comes along that does use candy in an infringing way, and you want to go after them. Let's say right now you're like, oh well, these candy games that came before us on the mobile space, totally fine. We're not going to go after them. We're just going to worry about games that come after us. So let's say a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, there's another candy game that gets huge, and they are totally infringing on your trademark, and you try to go after them. That candy game, the one that's clearly infringing, can say, well, wait a minute. You had this trademark for 3 years, and you didn't go after anybody except us. That's
Right.
that's not cool. That's not kosher. You can't do that. And a court is liable to uphold that and say, yeah, you don't have this trademark anymore. You use it or lose it.
It's not a selective thing.
And you want to be outraged? Oh my God! How could they trademark the word candy? They applied for the trademark. It could have just as easily been denied. And just like you said, you should be very upset at the trademark. So the trademark office, I think it is, or whoever it is. Be upset with them, and look at that. And be like, oh shit, that's some serious, like, you are trademarking a noun, a very commonly used noun, candy. And the big one that I think, if they
won't get Saga.
If they get Saga.
There are, since like the beginning of video games, there have been games with the word Saga in it. They won't get that one. But but the candy one goes across multiple mediums, like clothing. If you have a shirt that says candy bar on it, that is infringing on their trademark now because they got that. And that one is still just as outstanding. It is a noun. Fucking noun.
It's a commonly used noun. It's not one you created.
It's no different than trademarking tree. Like if I made a game that makes $1 million a day and it's like Tree Warrior and I trademark tree, it's no different than that. It's ridiculous that it was accepted.
Now, if they were using candy in a different way, there is a space for trademarking nouns. If they take on if there's a secondary meaning to your commonly used word or phrase, like Paris Hilton has a trademark on "That's Hot." She does. Look it up.
Yeah.
"That's Hot" is trademarked by Paris Hilton. But the reason she was able to do that is because she uses it in a slightly different way than because "That's Hot." You just think, oh shit, that's hot. But Paris Hilton she uses it in a way to describe something and to describe the desirability of something, not the temperature of something. And so there is a secondary meaning to the phrase that she uses, which allowed her to trademark it. But the idea of Candy Crush, well, it's a game about candy, okay? Are you using it? No, it's a game that involves candy.
Yep, there's no looking at this at a different angle.
So it's a noun. So it's a noun,
there's a difference between, for those that don't know, because we talk about copyright a lot, there's a big difference between trademarks and copyrights. If it was a copyright, it would fall somewhere under fair use, so some people could have candy in there depending on how they use the name and stuff like that, but it is a trademark. It's a brand. So, like, Coca-Cola is trademarked. If you manipulate their logo in any way, even if you put a outline around the fucking Coke logo, you're infringing on their trademark, and they will fucking come at your ass. It's no different than that. Trademarks are very serious.
And that's, yeah, it's not, you should be, everybody should not be upset at this corporate. Well, you know what they should be upset? That this game company very clearly ripped off Bejeweled, which was a ripoff of something else, but all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're going to fucking trademark this and that and everything because we hit it big with Candy Crush. And so now you're getting fucked. You're getting a lawsuit. You're getting a lawsuit. Everybody gets a lawsuit. But I want to know where the Bejeweled guys at. Sue these motherfuckers.
That's what I played. I got into Candy Crush because it was spammed on my Facebook enough to I went, all right, fuck it. I'm going to try it out. I wonder why people are spending money on this. I'm like, this is fucking Bejeweled. That's all it is. It's got annoying shortcuts that I either have to pay to get through or spam people on Facebook to continue through. But this is fucking Bejeweled. I don't know why there's not an outcry from the people that own that. Like, do they not patent anything about their game or the mechanics about it? Like, because if they did, they would have something like, hey, if you have this combination of gems or whatever, guess what? You're infringing on our game's technology. No.
It's ridiculous. I mean, this is a perfect picture, or I guess is microcosm applicable here? I think it is. Yeah. This is a perfect microcosm of the overall problem that we have, at least in America, and probably in Western civilized. I dislike that phrasing, but Western civilized countries around the world, the issue we have with trademark and intellectual property protection in general, it has gone way too far, and has it is prohibitive to artists. It is prohibitive to creation and to spawning new works. It has gotten to the point where it is oppressive instead of protecting those who venture out to create new things and try new things. When you grant trademark, when a society can grant trademark to the word candy for a video game, and the courts will enforce the trademark of the word candy. Just think about this. Don't think about specifics. Don't think about anything else that goes into it. Just know that these are the facts. We live in a society where in the video game space and a few other spaces, clothing, educational games, as just said, a company can rightfully trademark the word candy, and the courts will enforce it, and the courts will grant monies to be paid from people that infringe on that trademark to the trademark holders. That's society. I like using that. Yeah, money.
You said monies.
It works, but that's society. That is the state of intellectual property protection. That is but a length to which that will go, and to me, that's ridiculous. Mickey Mouse is, I want to say it's 3 years away.
Mickey Mouse, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 3 years away from public domain.
Is Happy Birthday close? I thought that was close.
Technically,
as well.
Happy Birthday should be. I think
it should be, but it's not.
I don't know how Happy Birthday isn't in the public domain. I think that's just whoever owns it. That's just copyright trolling. That's just trolling there.
Well, that's why they have to sing it all retarded at any restaurant you go to, and anywhere else you hear it. They're assholes,
right? And so wait, is that the reason why that they have to have all those fucked up Happy Birthday, da, da,
yeah.
da. That's because they're selling. It would just be like playing a commercial radio station in a restaurant.
Yep.
That's dicked up.
You're assholes.
I did not know that. So fuck you, whoever has Happy Birthday. But that is
by now.
Mickey Mouse should have been public domain in the late 90s. That should have been it. They had to pass a law. Sonny Bono went crazy. Sonny Bono was because he tried to couch it as like, oh, we got to protect musicians, et cetera, et cetera. But it was Disney lobbying for that the whole time, because Disney was going like, oh my God, we're going to open this brand new park about animals and shit. It's going to be like a zoo, but not really. And, Mickey Mouse is going to be public domain. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. We're going to buy a law. It was very literally, we're going to buy this law. We are going to buy a law that extends our protection of the intellectual property that is Mickey Mouse for another 15 years. It is absolutely ridiculous how much protection is afforded people that have any kind of claim to any kind of intellectual property. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't be able to trademark the word candy. I don't care that you have a very successful brand name associated around. And you know what? Fuck you too, public. Apple, because I was going to offer up as a counterpoint, well, should Apple have been allowed to trademark Apple?
No.
And I was thinking like, no. It's fucking Apple. Apple Incorporated. The image that Apple uses, and that very cool the retro one that they use now with the rainbow colors and stuff, trademark all that. Yeah. But Apple, no.
Yeah, the word Apple does not belong to you.
You don't do it. That is not. I don't care. You've created your business
just
around
because you decided to name your business over a public domain noun doesn't mean you get to trademark it. That's bullshit.
That is absolute bullshit.
What's to stop everyone from owning a part of the alphabet, the English language? Yeah.
You know what? I bet you if I try to create a line of computers called Banana or Pear, Apple would sue me.
Get you sued. Yeah,
Pear would probably get you sued.
Pear might be. I wonder if Pear is something under Payday, because that's what they do to emulate the Apple Store and Payday too.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is pretty funny. I like doing that.
I would do Banana.
Well, I know I saw in a Batman comic book. I think it was Under the Red Hood. There's a scene where some guys are like doing something in a bank, and Batman comes to stop them, and then they're lifting. It was from the early. It was like the mid 2000s, the mid aughts, as we say, and they were lifting what was very clearly like the Macintosh Towers. Remember those?
Yeah.
Right. It had the four handles on either side, and then there was just a banana drawn on it. I was like, I wonder what that's supposed to be.
Start a banana cellular communications company, and you could sell banana phones.
Oh, I like it.
Boom.
I like it.
Suck it. I will trademark banana phone and come after the copyright on the song.
Yeah, anytime anybody ring, 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 banana phone. Nope.
I don't think so. Suck it.
Because Apple sued. It was like a thing. Apple sued. I don't think they ever won on the rectangular smartphone.
Didn't they? But they also when they got Apple, I think they went after Apple Records, didn't they? Even though Apple Records fucking had Apple Records before Apple was trademarked.
I don't.
There was something about that with the whole.
But I know they went after Samsung for some ridiculous shit that they tried to trademark, or that they said they have trademarked. I think that I don't think they won on the rectangular smartphone, but it was an honest discussion. There was a discussion whether Apple should be able to trademark the rectangular smartphone.
Shape. What's more ridiculous than an English word? A universally recognized shape.
It's a rhombus. You cannot own rhombus. You can't. You can't have it, Apple. I'm sorry. Just because you have a very popular thing that happens to be a rhombus, you do not get to own that. That is not okay. You can own Apple Inc. You can own calling it the iPhone, this or that. You can own all these things about it, but you can't own the thing. You don't have a right to that. Everybody has a right to that. That's the whole point. But it's gotten to a point in our society where that's acceptable, and those things are protected now. And that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You know who's not protected? Justin Bieber.
Oh my! This is the best show ever for segues. Justin Bieber got arrested earlier this morning.
Motherfucker's in jail.
Miami for closed off street racing. He had black. That's so cool though. I just want a brief aside before we get into it. Biebs has got so much motherfucking money that he's like, I want the street closed down. Why do you have two black SUVs rolling with you? Who do you have? You've got you and the guy in the Ferrari, and you have your own cars. Who's in the black SUVs? But they had SUVs blocking off a street in Miami so that they could go street racing in a Lamborghini and a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Biebs and his little his rapper buddy. And Biebs got busted for street racing. Afterwards, he was indignant to the cop. The cop said, get out of here. He was patting down the Biebs being a dick again, as per the police report. And then the officer's like, I smell alcohol on your breath. Turns out Biebs was intoxicated. Although, was he over the legal limit, or was it just a zero tolerance thing? Because he's not 21. Because the people said he was drunk, drunk driving. But was he 0.08 or above, or was it just he had any alcohol on his breath, zero tolerance because he's not 21? That's classified as drunk driving. I don't know.
Somebody in the chat tell us. We ain't got time, Katie.
We ain't got time for stats and facts and stuff.
Fuck that.
Fact is, Biebs got arrested and resisting without violence too. Resisting arrest without violence. Well, how do you resist it?
How do you resist without violence?
I don't like Justin Bieber. I mean, I think it's pretty funny that he's like a badass, and then his mugshot, he was very clearly like crying just before they took it. Like his eyes were so like he was crying like he was crying like a little bitch when they slapped the cups on him. He started crying. But how do you resist without violence? He was arrested, right? Yeah.
Assault.
You got him, right?
Yeah,
you cuffed him, right? Yeah. Did he resist? Did he push back against you and resist physically? No.
He resisted with no violence. Then what? I mean, he was trying to negotiate his way out of being handcuffed.
Although I guess
that's all I can think of as a verbal communication.
I guess you could you can resist physically and then you can resist with violence. I mean, I guess physically resisting arrest is not resisting with violence, but I don't see the need to distinguish between the two. Because if you're resisting arrest physically, you kind of have to be a little bit violent to resist arrest. Or well, no, I guess running away is resisting arrest too, and you're not being violent. Never mind, I retract my previous statement. So, resisting without violence. Did Biebs try to run?
I want to see that.
Was he wearing the
Bieber
pajama
running.
pants that looks like he's wearing a hooded sweatshirt, like he just put his legs through the arms? Is he wearing those pants and trying to run away from the police, from 5-0?
Popo. You ain't getting away if you're just
Drunk Biebs.
Day.
And he apparently admitted to smoking marijuana as well earlier in the day. So drunk high Biebs in his sweatshirt pajama pants, running away from 5-0 down to Miami Street. That's a good
I
image.
picture him crying while he's running.
Right.
Because a lot of crying had to have happened. He had serious bags under his
That's
mugshot.
so funny. And everybody's like, oh, he's smiling. I'm like, look at his fucking eyes. He was so
Yep.
crying. That's
So
hilarious.
fucking crying.
That is
He acts
hilarious.
like the past 2 years, he's been like, I'm a fucking thug. I'm a badass. Wearing chains. Like, come at me.
I'm going to
egging
fight that
people's
reporter
houses.
in London, right? I'm going to fight
Yeah,
that
he got in that
reporter.
dude's face, and then he was like throwing eggs at his neighbor's house, which good move. Don't go out of town for that shit. Do it right fucking next door. People
Yeah.
don't know you. Fucking throw eggs. Good one. And then get your buddy busted for cocaine possession on the
How does he-
counter.
Oh, I want to talk about that. But, right? And then so he's such a badass, right? Gets arrested crying like a little bitch. That's funny. I always love it because I know that a lot of guys that play the hard ass probably on the internet and stuff when they get arrested,
They would bawl their eyes out.
they just. But if you were Chiz,
Go on.
let's say I invite you over to the house, right?
All right.
We're having a party.
Okay.
The cops come.
Damn.
There's cocaine on the table.
Okay.
It's my house, but it's your cocaine. How are we not? Do we both get arrested or just you?
It would be both of us.
We are both motherfucking arrested.
Because you are responsible for what goes on.
And-
You cannot pull the high schooler. It's not my pot. I was holding it. It was just here. You can't pull that card in society. It doesn't work like that.
Both of us, Chiz and I, arrested immediately on felony drug charges.
If we
felony
go into
immediately.
a supermarket together and I don't know what the fuck, if I don't know what's going on, and Lefty robs a fucking convenience store, if I go in there and I leave with Lefty, guess what? We're both getting fucking picked up, and I'll be charged too because I didn't stop
You'll
him.
probably get off. I mean, you'll
I'll
probably,
probably get off if I didn't know.
And you know what? I would probably get off too if it was my house. But Chiz brought the coke and was doing it, and I could effectively prove like I honestly had no idea that he had brought the coke. It's his cocaine,
Right.
and he admitted to it. I would probably eventually get off, but that's
Right.
after
I get fucking cuff slammed.
we get both arrested, brought up on felony charges. Everything in the house gets seized. And then I have to petition the court to get it all back. That's the only way that happens if it's you or I. Bieber's
Right.
got this mansion. They brought serious police power to investigate apparently egg throwing.
and egg throwing.
Okay. And then there was cocaine in the mansion, and somehow Biebs avoided a felony arrest. In his house.
That doesn't work anywhere. I don't care. I mean, it does matter who you are because he proved it. If you are to a certain status or have enough money, that won't happen to you. But any normal person, if there are drugs in your house or there's alcohol and there's underage people drinking there, guess what? You're being picked up.
Yep.
And we'll find out later how much you know about the situation. That's how that works. Same thing for domestic violence in most states. Both parties get picked up, and then we'll figure it out later.
But somehow Biebs avoided
Fuck you,
arrest.
Bieber. You look like Miley Cyrus. You crying little bitch. It is perfect how much you look like her.
That's weird that they. that
It's
they
a
both look
scary
alike.
fucking resemblance.
And so
You're
Justin
ugly.
Bieber arrested. He's out. I think it was a $2,500 bond.
Yeah, something like that.
So I mean, he probably gave him one of his earrings as payment.
Right.
So he's out. They're whatever the charges are going to be. The charges are going to be anything because he's Justin Bieber. Okay, but I find it interesting. This was my first ever experience actually looking at and reading what Beliebers had to say about this issue, because my only experience with Beliebers has been 4chan trolling them.
Mm-hmm.
And I read the stories about how 4chan got the Beliebers to do something really stupid. And right, cut for Bieber, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, all right, okay, there's a few dumb people out there that got. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was just a goof. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a big group of really incredibly warped people that literally worship Justin Bieber. I thought it was just a goof to explain a few crackpots that did something stupid. Holy shit, no. These people are they have
It's a cult.
they have serious issues. They have very, very. I saw a picture that some guy already had on his Twitter header. It was like some fat 20-something guy with his fat 20-something partner who were in a parking lot, I believe in Miami, holding up Miami radio signs that were made that already said "Free Bieber," and they were in there holding them up. I hope it was a gag, but this guy looked to be a pretty serious dude. Like, I love me some Justin damn Bieber. And
Free Bieber.
People actually, they warp their entire sense of reality. There was a retweet I saw of his arrest report, and where it said, county jail or whatever, jail inmate Bieber. And he's not an inmate, he's a person who saved blah 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 all these people's lives, and it's bullshit, it's a conspiracy, etc. And it's just, what is wrong with these people?
You're crazy,
right? I can't dislike Justin Bieber for these people, but what is wrong with those guys, those people, that they have to cling because it was actually an interesting story. Somebody broke it. I believe it was Gawker who wrote a story about believers who, in the wake of the Boston bombing, changed their love, the object of their affection, and they had Tumblr pages devoted to Justin Bieber and how awesome he is. Love Justin, love this, love that. Well, in the wake of the Boston bombing and the arrest of the Tsarnaev brother, they immediately changed their Tumblr post to that. Love Tsarnaev. I can't say it. Dzhokhar, I think. Yeah, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, but it changed into a worship page for him, and then all of a sudden they had these alternate theories of how, well, innocent until proven guilty, free Tsarnaev, right? It was his brother the whole time. He didn't do anything. It was like that. It was as soon as it happened, boop. I love Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, the Boston bomber guy, and he's innocent. I love him. He's so beautiful. He's pretty. I love him.
Ocelot level of craziness.
Right? Did they say that?
Yeah.
So they convinced themselves that it was nanomachines, that it was the nanomachines in his body. It was the Patriots who did it to Tsarnaev.
And you don't understand, they've been dead for 200 years. It's crazy.
They're a collective computer AI thing.
It's like the cloud, but with nanomachine clouds. Okay, if I had to explain, just let him off, okay? We're going to be here all day drawing pictures and diagrams of how the nanomachines work. Just let him off. Free him. He's wholesome. And I love him. Just like I love the Xbox One. Nobody paid me to say that.
Really? We should get a sponsorship from Microsoft. Because apparently Machinima is able to lock down those sons of bitches.
Boom. That's 3 fucking godlike segues.
That's 3 awesome segues. All of them are yours.
Well, I work out. The trademark segues. I need to ride a Segway while doing segues. Wouldn't that be great if you knew a Segway was coming by someone getting on a Segway and riding into frame? Like, oh, what's going to happen? Where are we going?
That would be great. Like in a TV show, they're doing something, and then there's just it cuts to they put a camera on the ground on the sidewalk, just pointing a little bit up, and then there's a guy on a Segway that just drives by, and then they cut to something else. Because
they do have sometimes. I mean. Well, I guess most sitcoms, any show really, nothing just flows one scene to the next. Like Big Bang Theory, I don't watch it, but I know when they cut between different scenes, like an atom goes on the screen or something really quick, like split second. Change that to a man riding a Segway and just theme it how the show goes, It'd be great. You'd be like, oh, Segway. And then on to the next scene. Get on that. Trademark that idea. Register it.
I'm gonna trademark segues.
Trademark
segues that involve segues.
Boom.
Yo, dog, I heard you like segues. So we put a segue in your segue.
We're trademarking a concept now. Boom.
Yep. Trademarking a concept. Trademark it.
Copyright.
Information I die. But yeah, so Microsoft apparently now some people are saying Microsoft had no it was reported. We'll say this. That's the general cop out. It was reported that Microsoft had contracted Machinima to get the Machinima YouTube partners. Excuse me again. Done drinking carbonated beverages on the show.
What is wrong with you?
Contracted Machinima partners to promote the Xbox One in videos.
Mm-hmm. Which, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
That's fine. They can say, that's usually how sponsorships work. You talk good, they give you money. No one does an ad read and goes, I don't use this service, but they're paying me. It's okay. That's not how ad reads work.
Hi, I don't actually use this bullshit, but you might.
Yeah, that's not how it works. So that's not the bad part. The bad part was, bad is a relative term, but they wouldn't let the clients of this contract be transparent, I'll say, with their viewership base. They couldn't say, I'm sponsored by Microsoft, and they're giving me some money. You don't even have to say that. Just, I'm sponsored. This video is brought to you by Microsoft. The Xbox One is great. That's all you have to say. You don't have to say, you're paying me this much. It's just how any sponsorship works on any podcast, video. That's how it works. You just say, I'm sponsored by them. And, the viewers know, hey, they're sponsored by them. He said something nice. And how it works, you don't have to make that law of you cannot divulge it. Because most of the time, people will take a sponsorship that they agree with. You're usually not going to have someone sponsoring the KKK unless that person is, in fact, a Grand Dragon and makes videos. Or Grand Wizard.
And that person's probably not making it too long on the internet.
Right.
Without their own site.
Bad product sponsors don't last long. The viewership, because then you lose your audience. They won't follow you in whatever product you endorse next. So you don't need to add the little note in there, hey, don't tell them this is sponsored. It was stupid, and that's what caused all the backlash and all the fucking hype and shit.
Yeah, it came out that these people were there were a whole slew of videos of people saying awesome things about the Xbox One and Xbox One content, and it came out that that was paid. That was a paid advertisement. A direct advertising opportunity came up for Machinima. These people there were certain criterion they had to meet. They met them. And people were upset about it. And I think a lot of people were upset for the wrong reasons. Because, just like you said, you should be upset that Microsoft tried to say, no, do not disclose who's paying you for this. Or do not disclose that you're even being paid at all. Don't talk about it. Just bring
it up naturally.
And don't say anything. And that violates Federal Trade Commission guidelines. Again, I forget how they get their authority or where they get their authority from. The Federal Trade Commission isn't going after some YouTubers on a $3,700 whatever it is. Even if somebody said it was possibly $3 million, the Federal Trade Commission isn't going to come down on people for that. Right. But a lot of people were upset that people were taking money to advertise the Xbox One, right. And that seemed to boil. People weren't upset at the right things about this whole thing. You should be upset. Two things you should really be upset at if you're a viewer. One, that Microsoft tried to make people hide the fact that Microsoft was advertising from you. And we're operating under the assumption here that Microsoft was part of the promotion, because I'm pretty sure if somebody was just paying Machinima to advertise for Microsoft that wasn't Microsoft would have had something to say about that.
Would be fired.
Yeah, Microsoft would come in and say, "Wait a minute, hold on a sec."
That man would have a lawsuit on his hands.
Microsoft hasn't said that, so it's reasonable to believe that Microsoft had something to do with this. And you should be mad at them for trying to make people hide that from you. And you should also be a little bit upset that the video maker just didn't disclose that to you, because that's a little bit immoral to hide that from you. But I try to make the argument, who's really in a position, especially at Machinima, as a Machinima partner, who there is really in a position to say, no, I'm going to do this. You have none negotiating leverage with Machinima, to say the least. Not even mentioning Microsoft. What are you going to tell Machinima? No, Machinima, I'm going to mention that this is a sponsorship, and there's nothing you can do about that, and I still expect to get paid. Machinima is going to tell you to fuck off. And if you're a Machinima partner, if you use YouTube for a significant portion of your income or your sole income, and there's nothing at all wrong with that, you're not going to be inclined to challenge what the powers that be say. You're not going to challenge what Microsoft wants in that contract. You're not going to challenge what Machinima says that contract should be. You're just not. And if really, you can't. They are the very definition of a take it or leave it adhesion contract, or contract of adhesion. You take this or you leave it. There is no negotiation. There is no subsection 2-3. Can we change that to reflect the blah blah blah? There's none of that. You either do it or you don't. And I think it's I don't think you can be as mad at the content creators as you would if this was you know what, I don't think Boogie has a multi-channel network yet. And I love Boogie. I don't mean to shit on Boogie. Boogie's an awesome dude. But if Boogie did it, if Boogie took money from Microsoft and didn't tell you that Microsoft was paying the bills, yeah, okay, that's more of an immoral thing that you could reasonably be upset with Boogie for not saying, well, Microsoft, I've got however many subscribers, a lot of subscribers, let's change it so that I can at least mention that this is a sponsorship, that you guys are sponsoring this video. Not how much, not what I'm supposed to say or not supposed to say, but just that this is a sponsorship video. And you know what? To wrap it up, Boogie would do that. Boogie would.
He would.
And the other thing that I didn't like was that a lot of people seem to gloss over the fact that these Machinima partners were not told to say nice things. They weren't told that.
Right.
All they were told is do not say anything negative about Microsoft, the Xbox One, or Machinima.
Right.
Which, that's advertising.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lefty here for Tampax. Tampax suck, but...
If I had a vagina, I certainly wouldn't put this in there.
But you might, so here you go.
Yeah, that's just... why are you wasting... You don't need that clause in there. It's wasted fucking time and basically insulting. Like, really? You mean you're going to pay me money and I'm not supposed to say anything bad? Oh, I was going to go on a fucking tyrant right now. So you've saved me.
Chiz, is there any difference in your mind between a video... Like, let's say I don't own an Xbox One, right? But then Microsoft wants to send me an Xbox One.
Okay.
And they want me to do a series of videos about it, reviewing it, unboxing, et cetera, talking about it. So in this sense, I would not have otherwise made a video about the Xbox One or anything like that. How does that kind of video compare to a video like, let's say, I've had a few videos sponsored by EA through their program to sponsor some video game stuff. And Battlefield 4 was a big one. I did a few videos on that. Some videos did really nice for me. And I rationalize it by saying, well, I would have made that video anyway. Like, I was about to buy Battlefield 4 when on the same day I got an email from EA as part of their program, like, hey, would you be into blah, blah, blah? And I said, fuck yeah, I would. I even bought premium on my own because China Rising hadn't come out yet, and it was getting towards that time, and they hadn't contacted me about getting me a premium DLC code, so I was like, fuck it. So I just bought premium on my own. And so I say, well, I would have made that video anyway. I would have made a first impressions on Battlefield 4 video. I would have made a 1080p, this is what it looks like in 1080p on ultra settings video. Am I under any different obligation to disclose, to make it painfully clear, my disclosure that I'm being sponsored, if I would have made the video anyway?
That's not where I thought you were going with it. I would think, if somebody sent you a copy of a game or anything, I think there is some level of obligation to say, yeah, they sent me this. They asked me to review it. Now, I don't think you're after that level, I don't think you're obligated to say anything good or bad, however it's a review, and that's the point of a review. I know Boogie, he actually said he did one for the Xbox One and PS4 before they came out. He did reviews that both companies sent him a console early. Major Nelson actually came to his house and talked to him for a video, and he made it very clear. He's like, hey, I'm not this or that. I'm not Sony. I'm not Xbox. It is whatever. I'm going to review the console how it is. It's up to the person making the content to make that conscious decision. Now, if they send them an Xbox, you may feel obligated to say, well, they sent me an Xbox. I'm going to say just nice shit. I'm not going to give an honest review over it. That's up to the person making the content themselves. Now, if Microsoft was to send you an Xbox and then some money with it and go, hey, give us a review, even then you're still not obligated unless it's in the contract. Hey, don't say bad. If you say, I want you to review my Xbox One, even if you send $1,000, $2,000, it's a review. Unless you specifically are paying for a good review, IGN, then you're not obligated. You interpret that how you want to as the person producing the content.
Okay.
And I did mention IGN because
what was that IGN thing? What was that? I've heard that a lot. They mentioned Doritos and Mountain Dew as well. Is that the same thing?
People pay for good reviews on IGN all the time.
Oh, really?
That's why it's always, you'll never see like a bombshell. And when you do see a bombshell, it's like, huh, why was that a bombshell?
I guess the check didn't clear.
Pay. Yeah, it didn't go through in time. That's how it works. That's why no one goes to IGN for serious game reviews.
Do you know what the whole Doritos and Mountain Dew thing was? I've seen that referenced on Reddit. I don't get it. Was that just, I think it had to do with the Call of Duty promotion, and it was just, was it just a very shill-like video on the part of, I think it's IGN related. I don't know. I've seen it a lot. I just don't get it. I was hoping.
Sounds familiar. No, I don't know that. I do know you can buy reviews on IGN, though. For making a game, Candy Crush, you got to make $365 fucking million a year.
That's insane. They're making $1 million a day.
And what is the overhead on a fucking app game? What is the overhead on that? Like, just storing
that you've already stolen. You stole the game mechanics. You stole the idea.
It's all Bejeweled. You just remastered it, added some little things. It's fucking Bejeweled. That's how I knew how to play it immediately, because it's fucking Bejeweled.
But and that's the other thing. That's the other downside to incredible trademark protection is like Candy Crush. Candy Crush just got the trademark protection candy, right?
Right.
They just got it. So up until now, they hadn't had it, right?
Right.
So what really is the protection doing? Why do you really need to trademark the word candy? Because without trademark protection, the King Game Corporation, whatever it is, was able to turn Candy Crush into something that generated more than $900,000 a day, and they just got candy trademarked.
Right.
Are you saying that with trade they're going to be making more money now, et cetera, et cetera? They've got an almost like $350+ million a year product. What more protection? Do they really need that level of protection where you have to sacrifice the use of a noun to protect their brand, their supposed brand, when they already have a $350 million project or $350 million a year product? Do you really have to go that far? And that's why, again, why you should be really mad at the trademark office.
Yep, you've done fucked up.
If they get Saga, it's done.
I really don't see that one coming, even just for video games alone. Think of like all the fucking Star Wars, anything. That's mainly what they were called back in the day. Was like this saga, that saga, before trilogy and stuff like that started getting thrown around. And if you get Saga,
and Saga is very descriptive, and that's one of the things the trademark guidelines is you can't trademark things that are descriptive of your product. Like if you say Little Debbie cupcakes, you cannot trademark cupcakes because cupcakes is just kind of describing what it is. You can't. That's not your word. Everybody can create cupcakes. Right. You can't. That's not yours.
Little Debbie is the brand.
Little Debbie is also very good.
Oh, and they're fucking awesome.
Oh my goodness.
I could use some.
Oh, I want some zebra cakes right now.
Zebra cakes are really good.
Zebra cakes are, oh my god, zebra
what
cakes.
What else does Little Debbie make? Because anything I just thought of was all Hostess, which are they? Yeah, they're still Hostess.
Yeah, they make Suzy Q's and Ho Ho's and
Suzy Q. Ho Ho's. I love Ho Ho's.
Little Debbie makes those little chocolate butternut bars or something like that. I know they make those.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Like the wafer type things.
Yeah, with butter. Yeah, they take. Yeah. They've got a little like or peanut butter bars or something.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they make those.
Swiss rolls. Swiss rolls
are good. Oh,
awesome.
Who sells zebra cakes? Where can I buy some zebra cakes? Because I want zebra cakes now.
I think that is Little Debbie.
After the show, we got about 5 minutes of the show left. I want to go out and find me some goddamn zebra cakes.
I guarantee you they'll be at 7-Eleven or whatever gas stations nearby.
Do I want to go there for zebra cakes?
Well, then where do you want to go? You want to go to Walmart? I guarantee you they'll be at Walmart.
Yeah, I guess. I'd trust zebra cakes from Walmart more than I would 7-Eleven.
Yeah, well, I trust anything from Walmart more than the fucking 7-Eleven at the corner.
Yeah.
Dude, that aisle is the worst aisle at Walmart. Like, it's like, I want Ho-Ho's. I want zebra cakes. Oh, my God. I'm just going to grab one of everything on this aisle. Like, Value Funyuns are good, but fuck, these little, tiny, delicious cake-type, chocolatey and creamy things are awesome.
Oh,
except fucking Snowballs. Fuck Snowballs.
No, fuck Snowballs. Nobody wants your shaved coconut. Stop that.
Fucking awful. Get out of the
and
little
thank
Debbie
you
and Hostess
to Shadow 3 Me? What? Shadow Me? Okay. I guess Shadow Me. Anyway, yes, oatmeal cream pies. Oh, oatmeal cream pies.
Those are awesome.
I could eat a whole box. I could eat that little box.
Mm-hmm.
You could just eat them and they're gone all of a sudden. You're like, nom, nom, nom. Holy shit, I ate half a box of oatmeal cream pies. They're so good.
So good. But seriously, I go back to what I said. A big reason I didn't, well, I mean, I like the movie Zombieland, but a big problem I had with it, why did you pick fucking coconut? Oh, no. He liked Twinkies. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. He wanted Twinkie, which I'm not a fan of Twinkies. They're too much cream. Too much. Like,
yeah.
Not good. I thought I did. Like, I hadn't had them in a while, and then I grabbed a box. I'm like, this is going to be fucking awesome because everybody makes a big deal out of Twinkies. And I eat them like, that's way too much fucking cream. And there's no chocolate in here. It's like somebody came in my mouth. I'll go back to the cupcakes. And
there's not a lot of substance to them.
Yeah. Zebra cakes are awesome, though. They're white, black, everything I like in between. Zebra cake.
Oh, the zebra cake is good.
The best animal to
see because it's got the hardened like
dipped in chocolate or whatever it is, white.
Whatever that is,
I don't even
shell.
know what it is.
It's like hardened. It's and then it's got the flaky cake stuff and then a little bit of cream in the middle, and it is beautiful.
It's awesome. It's amazing. I was gonna say the equivalency to that is something like a Dairy Queen. You get the ice cream cone. I like a Blizzard from Dairy Queen, but they dip it first, and you have a hard chocolate shell,
right?
And then underneath of it is fucking ice cream of awesomeness.
Yeah, but I like the Blizzard though. I
love Blizzards.
I go to Dairy Queen.
My favorite one is one. I think there's some variation of it on the regular menu, but they change it every month. And mine was like a brownie blaster Blizzard, and it was like just chunks of brownie and.
That's good. I remember I tried once. The one mistake I made was having the cotton candy Blizzard.
Oh my god, that sounds awful.
It was.
Is there anything solid in it?
Yeah, there were like little. They put little sprinkles in it and stuff, but it was at a. I was in college. It was halftime of the Bears game. We were all watching on Sunday, and it was halftime of the Bears game. And then the Dairy Queen had this commercial. It was like new product from Dairy Queen, the cotton candy Blizzard. We were like, oh shit, we got to go try that out. So we took like 3 cars and we went to Dairy Queen and there was a huge line of people already. And we were just like, you saw the commercial, didn't you? They were like, yeah. And so we get them and we all wait and we drive back and we're sitting down ready for the second half to start. And we start eating them. About midway through the third quarter, everybody stopped eating their cotton candy Blizzards. They were like half done. And we all just looked around like, this fucking, like, I'm worried I'm going to slip into a diabetic coma. It was so sugary and so sweet. It was just, I can't do it. I can't have any more of this. So the cotton candy Blizzard is awful.
Sounds fucking awful. Mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip. Yep.
Did you have any of the? Have you ever tried the ones from like Sonic?
No.
I got one from there I got like the largest one because like a large from Dairy Queen is like the regular drink cup size or something like that. So I'm like, I'll take the largest one. It's like the 10-gallon McDonald's cup size thing. It's like a fucking huge thing, and I barely finish it. But it was kind of watered down. Dairy Queen is the best for ice cream and blizzards and fuck. Even their food's not that bad.
All right, let's wrap up the show because I gotta go get some goddamn food.
I want
now.
food.
I want cotton candy. No, I don't want cotton candy. I want zebra cakes. I have zebra cakes in my head.
He's gonna go and tweet out a picture of zebra cakes.
No, I can't.
20 minutes.
I can't do it. I can't.
It's only 6 degrees outside.
No, I can't zebra cake myself.
Why?
I can't.
You're unsupervised. You can have all the zebra cakes you want. You can buy 50 boxes and be in a bag of zebra cakes. Katie will walk in and go, "What the fuck is going on?" And you go, "Babe, zebra cakes." And she's like, "Oh, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Zebra cakes. Ruining relationships in 2014.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to. And then Easter's coming up, right? Soon in a month. Oh,
what are the Christmas versions of zebra cakes? You know what I'm talking about? The trees.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Those are fucking awesome.
Those are good.
I can't not buy those ones.
But the Easter Reese's peanut butter cup eggs. GTFO.
I want some Cadbury egg.
No. What? No, not Cadbury egg. Reese's peanut butter cup eggs. Buy you
Are those the little tiny ones?
No, they're like this big.
Oh, okay then.
Buy you a fitty box of those. You're good to go.
Fitty box.
Fitty.
Well, let's go get some fucking zebra cakes.
All right. We're going to wrap up the show there. This has been That's Not Why You Called, episode 28. Thank you to everybody for coming out, the moderators, the viewers. Go ahead and hit that follow button. You'll be notified every time I start live streaming. That's Not Why You Called is here. You can also watch video game live streams, everything. Maybe next week we'll do a gaming stream. Chiz liked it. We're going to try to do that. Hey, maybe I'll buy you Black Ops on Steam, and then I'll gift it to you, and then we could play Black Ops as part of the gaming stream.
Down.
All right. That's Not Why You Called, episode 28. Thank you to everybody that's watching on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, likes and favorites are appreciated. We're marching towards 100K. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We are out. Peace.
Dick first.